I remember the day me and my brother left home. Cold of the hardwood floor. The windows in our bedroom were frosted. The perpetual fall of snowflakes hitting the ground caused a state of emergency. Our school was canceled for the day, but we didn't get to sleep in early. The sounds of my father screaming and my mother crying awoke me and my brother Nathan. Waking up to yelling and screaming wasn't unusual for me and Nathan. This night was different. Our father had taken his anger too far. Me and Nathan hid behind a bedroom door, peering into the kitchen through our cracked door. Glass bottles, lamps, and anything my mother could throw at my father was thrown. Nothing had stopped him, though. When he got to her, he wouldn't stop. He was yelling at her so loud. She had tried to push him off and get away, but that only made things worse. I closed my eyes out of fear, but my brother Nathan didn't. I could hear the sounds of my father's fist colliding against my mother. We were just kids witnessing the true monsters of human nature. We were 12 years old, seeing the true horrors of man. Genuine fear didn't fall on us until my brother shook me and told me to move. I had opened my eyes to see my mother on the floor and my father's bloodied fists. He started making his way toward our bedroom, so my brother slammed the door and locked it. We put on our winter clothes, and quickly, before our father had the strength to break through our door, we hopped out of the window and ran through the woods. We ran as far as our legs could, but the cold was too much for me. We ran for a while, deeper and deeper into the woods. It wasn't long until one of us had come to the cold, though. I could feel my body turn weak. My motor function slowed down. I could hear my brother Nathan begging for me to keep my eyes open and stay awake. At least. Alas, though, I fell in the darkness of sleep. I watched as the darkness took over the corners of my eyes until they reached the middle of my cornea. The last thing I remember hearing was Nathan's voice saying, "Don't give up. Please, just wake up." I never did, though, and time began to pass. Days turned into months, while months turned into years. During this time, it wasn't complete darkness. I would be given peeks into the world I had lost. I could choose to roam freely for a time being, like some force controlling the universe was giving me the ability to see the stuff I missed in life. I saw the world. Life, death, chaos, love, and beauty. I found over the years that even with all the chaos that spread across the world, with the untold genesis of man, love reigned true over all the feelings in the world. No matter who someone was, there could always be love found in some part of their life. I believe that love is what keeps me coming back. There is so much of it around the world. People take it for granted in their everyday life. After a couple of years exploring the sights of the world, I wouldn't have been able to dream to see when I was alive. I don't know if there's anyone else like me in this world. I haven't seen anyone that has been able to see me. It does get lonely, but I have found myself in the comforting hold of graveyards. I imagine there are lost souls like me that haven't woken up from their slumber. So, I keep care of their graves. Maybe I'll leave my hand on a loved one's candle to keep the rain from splashing onto it, or I'll scare away the likes of wild dogs from peeing on the headstones. I did this for a while, waiting. I was waiting for my brother. No matter how long it took, I knew that one day he would show up. Which he actually did. If I had still a beating heart and working tear ducts to cry, I would have been sobbing. He had aged, and he appeared to be around the age of 17. He knelt down to my grave and just was sobbing. Tore my heart into pieces. He apologized for not being able to visit me sooner. telling me how he was placed in foster care, that he was forced to move miles away. Now he is back and won't leave this town. He said how the system was so cruel and unfair to him. No one wanted to take the chance on a boy who was abused and found the way he was. They didn't want a son with emotional damage. He told me, though, that he has always loved and missed me. He hadn't forgotten about me. He left me a letter, food, and a lit candle. Even though it was raining, I held my hand over the candle while he was lighting it to keep it perfectly lit. He said how he hopes I'm here right now and I can enjoy the food and read the letter he had given me. He knelt down sobbing in tears, hugging my headstone. I got down and I hugged him from behind, and the hairs on his body began to rise. He looked around in a curious motion, asking if anyone was there. Even though I couldn't speak to my brother, I believe he knew I was there, or at least thought of it for a quick second. When my brother left, I felt a sense of emptiness come over me that I haven't felt for a long time. Seeing my brother again made me feel alive. A feeling of nostalgia came upon me, made me yearn for more contact with Nathan. The thought of his life in foster care tore whatever I have for a heart into pieces. There is one thing Nathan left me that I'd be able to keep in mind till the next time he returned, and it was his letter. The letter was a basic blue envelope with my name on it. On the top of the paper appeared to be a slight watermark, what I assumed to be tears. I struggled to open the letter. It took me some time to gain any sort of energy allowing me to open it. When I did, though, I leaned onto my grave and I sat and began to read the letter. It had to be an old letter from what I could tell. The writing was practically faded, and the paper had wear to it. The date was around the same time I passed away, maybe a couple months or so after. It was a letter explaining everything to me about my brother's life after my passing. After opening the letter, the first sentences was, "My dearest brother, I'm so sorry about everything that's happened. I wish you were here. It's just me all alone. Dad did horrible things to our mother, and I had been forced to live in a house with other kids. The nights are cold and lonely. Nobody wants to play with me because I'm the new kid. I miss you, brother. If you were here, I'm sure you'd be able to sleep better at night and make some friends. Even though I've only been here for a couple of weeks, I know I won't be able to fit in. All the other kids are older, too. I hope wherever you are right now, you are having fun. I hope you are in some kind of heaven. I know that one day I'll be with you. I'm sorry I haven't been able to visit you, but when I get the chance, I'll come by and spend time with you. I'll save up the money. I'll find bottles and return them. Get you a toy. I love you. Nathan." The kids took my letter and my pencils, calling me stupid for writing to you. They took another letter I had written to you, but they had thrown it away. Luckily, I was able to get this one back. Minus the kids being mean to me, I've made a friend here. I even like her. I think things might be getting better for me. I miss you, and I love you. Nathan. After reading the letters, my heart hurt to see what my brother was going through without me. It was clear that the other kids were not nice to him. He was having trouble making friends. There was no compassion in the other kids. I feel as if I should have been with my brother Nathan. Every time I would be given chances to come back and roam around. Instead, I was roaming the world, seeing things I wouldn't have been able to see if I was alive. While I was having fun, I let time move past and forget to check up on him. My brother was forced to sit there all alone, with people he didn't even know, never losing the love he had for me. My heart ached with the thoughts of it, how, in a way, I had abandoned my brother. I could feel myself slipping away with these feelings becoming stronger and stronger, till everything went black again. With me coming back to everything after the period of time I was gone, I could see that the graves had become withered. A box was placed with a pile of letters. On my grave, the constant perpetual movement of time, I found that even though my brother would come to visit, I wouldn't always be there to see him. Knowing of the conversations he'd have at my grave, snow littered the ground like the powder on a donut. Light frost sealed the box almost completely shut. I found that I was able to pick it up though and open it. Easier than before when I tried to open and read the letters he had previously given to me. There were 3 letters this time. Water-damaged splotches seeped into the corners of the papers, withering them with the passing of time. Sorry, Nathan.